Here we go. We have the oven is preheated for, it's actually about an hour and a half on the oven at 550. The dough came to room temperature and it's over here, still on the plate, and it's nice and warm right now. And we're going to check the temperature of the stone. And I don't know if you can see that, it's about 540, maybe a little closer to the center, about 550. Anyway. So that's good hot. And then we're going to put a little bit of, this is actually just some all-purpose flour. I use bread flour for this, but you want to flour everything, especially your peel. One thing, biggest mistake that I've made over the past couple years is the dough being too wet. We're not coming in at room temperature, not letting it sit on this plate, and the dough becomes sticky, and then it sticks to the peel, and then you can't get it off. So anyway, so you can see here's the dough, and you can see it's nice and elastic at this point. And I'm just kind of stretching it out here, just doing little pinches and rotating it as I'm doing it. And you can stick it on this thing here, and then you could just push it with your hands and just kind of widen it out a little bit. And then what I do is I make like a little crust. I push the dough down, and then I pinch with my other hand in like a little mini crust. And just rotate the dough. And you're just making like a little, you're basically pushing the dough to the edge, and you're basically bunching up the dough here. You don't want to make it too big. You don't even want to really squish down the center too much, because when you stretch the dough, that part's going to stretch out. Sometimes I put a little extra flour on there and just rub it in. Sometimes I flip it over, do the same thing. Okay. So anyway, and here's where we're going to stretch it. And you put your hands under, you're stretching and rotating, stretching and rotating, stretching and rotating. And then you're gonna get a nice big piece of dough. You can see how thin that is there. I don't know if you can see through the light. And you're gonna put this dough on your pizza peel. You want it to be perfect at first. You can kind of stretch it out. Now this is where time is important, because if you let it sit sometimes and the dough is a little wet, it'll stick to the peel. Sometimes a little trick sometimes is to put a little air under it. You pick it up, or you could blow under it, and it puts a little air and it helps it slide off the peel a little bit better. One of my little, it's kind of like cheating in a way, but I actually think it makes tasty pizza, is I use these mozzarella slices. You get them in the package like this. I like it. I put cheese down first. It's not really the traditional doing sauce first and shredded cheese on top, but I think this makes a really tasty pizza. I lay down the cheese like that. Sometimes what I do is I take some pieces and I'll kind of fill in the blanks here, or breaking up the cheese. Then what I do is I have this, I grated this by hand. This is Parmesan or Romano or Locatelli, whatever you like. I take a pinch of that, put that on the pizza. And I take the sauce, which I made here. These are whole tomatoes that I put through my tomato mill. If you don't have a tomato mill, I recommend using crushed tomatoes and then adding spices to it. Really all you need for a good pizza sauce is oregano and garlic, which is what I add to this. I have fresh oregano that I grow in the summer, and this is oregano I bought at the store that I'm hanging it and letting it dry. It takes about a week for oregano to dry, fresh oregano is obviously what you need for a good pizza. It's got such great flavor. And then what I do is I basically just get it in here, and I just kind of plop the dough down in just big blobs all over the pie. Just kind of let it splatter all over. You're not making it really super saucy here. And you're just kind of just like putting it down in like little patches. You're not putting it on really thick. I'm just going to get a good even coverage here and little splats. And doing that, we're going to shoot it into the oven. This is just going to be a cheese pizza. I am going to put more cheese on top. This is right now, this is just, this is the first part of cooking it. And sometimes I'll take an extra bit of the grated cheese and put that on top as well. Alright, so now sometimes before I put it in the oven, I give it a little shake. See how it's moving on the pizza peel? that means it's not stuck. Trust me, if the pizza gets stuck to your pizza peel, then you're going to have a real mess when you shoot it onto the stone. Okay, here we go. Onto the pizza stone. Now just stick it in there and give it a good slice. And you do a little, some people could just shoot it right out. I'm not that confident yet. And that's the next phase of cooking it. Coffee. And then you can see, here we go in the oven. It's just gonna cook for about, this will probably take about 7 or 8 minutes to cook. And then we'll stop the video here and then we'll come back and get the rest of it when we're done.